So Zack Snyder again has been very busy on the internet confirming all these rumors, this and that, and today he has dropped the bomb on us, and it's a bunch of craziness, and it's very exciting news, and some of it's very disappointing, and I'm not quite sure how to feel. We just learned that the DC film that he intended to make, the DC Universe, was supposed to be a self-contained 5-story arc movie. So a few months ago, we all learned that that the DC Universe was, Zack Snyder, he intended to make just only 5 films. Only 5 films. However, this wasn't communicated to the fans. I'm not sure about the executives, but none of us fans knew about this 5 movie arc at all. And now he has confirmed that it was only supposed to be, it was self-contained. He was not planning on making this MCU gigantic universe. He wasn't trying to make 20 plus films. He was only trying to make 5 films, a 5-film story arc, something that has a beginning, middle, and end. I'm assuming it started with Man of Steel and probably ended with Justice League 2. And this is huge because this changes the entire narrative of what this whole thing is about. Because if the fans knew exactly what he was doing, I think all the fans would agree more of what he was going for. This little Elseworld story that he was trying to build, and which would, I think, a lot of people would be more lenient to the changes that he made with the characters and some of the controversial decisions, such as Batman that kills and Superman that snaps necks, and it's totally different than what we're used to seeing in the comic books and in the cartoons. And I think it would be perfect if he were to communicate that in the beginning, instead of us thinking that he was trying to build this gigantic MCU universe type movie, a string of movies in the DC universe. And I think that's where the confusion was with the fans, and just caused a lot of drama. You could have saved all that drama if he just was straight with us, and just kind of told us his vision. And unfortunately, he did intend to do that with Batman vs Superman, and that definitely did not sit well with the fans, and with the executives, and it just caused an entire whirlwind of drama and divisiveness, and changed pretty much the whole plan that he would set out to make for these films. And so the other thing that he did confirm was that Dick Grayson was actually the Robin that died in Batman vs Superman. So that suit that we see in Bruce Wayne's cave, that's not Jason Todd, that's Dick Grayson. So Dick Grayson was killed by the Joker, and it is a bunch of craziness, and my mind is going insane because I thought Jason Todd was dead this whole time, and I thought Nightwing was on his own, and it's pretty sad. It's really disappointing. And also the fact that Zack Snyder also confirmed on Vero that Dick Grayson was supposed to stay dead, and he was supposed to introduce Carrie from Dark Knight Returns, and that is insane. Like, we all thought that Carrie was gonna be in it because that one actress, I forgot her name. That one actress was in Batman vs Superman. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. She's not that famous anymore, but she was in Batman vs Superman. She was in the lab scene with Lois Lane, and everyone thought she was Carrie, but she's not. But ever since then, everyone thought that Carrie was in the movie, and this does confirm that Carrie was intended to be in the universe somewhere in the future if this was all successful, but unfortunately, things changed. So I am really sad that Jason Todd was never in this whole story arc at all, but that does mean we could eventually see Jason Todd somewhere down the line. That does leave room for other Robins to eventually show up, which is great news. So if we were to think about the positives, this is the positives. The negatives, that we probably won't see Nightwing or Dick Grayson at all, unless it's like obviously like a Robin origin movie, right? Yeah, this is crazy. You know, a lot of confirmation of what Zack Snyder wanted to do and what he intended to do, but was never seeked out because it was such a failure for the fans and for the critics. And you know, one thing we just have to just think about is that this is an example of what, you know, comic books do, right? Comic books makes Elseworld stories, which is why we have we got the Red Sun comic book, we got the Dark Knight Returns, All-Star Batman. You know, we have all these Elseworld stories, and the fact that, you know, we thought we were getting a comic book accurate, you know, DC universe when Zack Snyder first announced this universe was a little confusing. You know, if Zack Snyder confirmed, or if he just announced that what he planned to do, you know, this 5-story movie arc that was self-contained, where, you know, he's just building off of his favorite storylines, and they're not like the definitive characters or these definitive stories. You know, I think the backlash would be a little less. I think everyone would understand where he's coming from, and people would just be like, oh, okay, this is just what he's trying to do as an artist. And, you know, there's going to be another director out there, hopefully, that's going to create what we call like a comic book accurate Batman story or Justice League story, right? Zack Snyder just wanted everyone to be on one screen. He wanted to create the Justice League that we've been wanting to see, and he was just trying to create a really badass story. And I totally support that. You know, as an artist, you know, I totally support him being creative. It's just that if he was just to communicate that message to the fans, I think it would have been a lot more positive feedback than negative, just so we can understand where he's coming from. So let me know what you guys think about everything. Let me know what you guys think about the Robin story, you know, and this whole self-contained announcement, what he's doing on Vero. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.